Wilson, and I'm shameless about being a Korean-Irish biracial youth. I guess the first time being ashamed was figuring out that I was different from my mom's side of the family and then my dad's side of the family, and not having a collective body that looked like me, because I'm biracial and I'm Korean and Irish, so those two communities are very different. And growing up in that, in that difference was kind of the first time I felt ashamed of not being a whole. I felt like a half. I realized that I don't look like anyone, and that no one looks like me, and that I'm kind of my own body. And I guess that was a lot of time like being ashamed of my identity, my ethnic identity, what my parents were, what my mom was. I started to learn Korean. That was my first step, was to really embrace like my cultural identity and realizing that, you know what, I'm not two different things. I'm a combination of, two different cultures, and I figured that instead of like choosing one over the other, that I might as well get the best of both and create one, and that's me. It was the first time talking to my grandmother in Korean because she didn't speak English. So the first time being able to talk to her and actually hear the stories that she was, growing up in, rural Korea, being poor, and understanding, and finally, being able to hear that in the native tongue was kind of the first time that I felt somewhat accomplished. And I feel like ethnic identity and racial identities are very polarizing sometimes. And to embrace that and to empower your identity when you feel so marginalized and oppressed sometimes, it's kind of a great feeling when you're able to be open and express, the uniqueness of your culture. When I think of Shameless, I think of like, ooh, you bold. Just like that idea of like, you can do whatever you want, and realizing that, some people see flaws, but I see perfection. Inner confidence, and realizing that, you shouldn't be ashamed of any part of your identity or who you are. And that to me is pretty much the idea of Shameless.